Mistake or murder? It's the question investigators have been asking since the day Tex McIver was found holding the smoking gun that killed his wife. But now,
she hears a gunshot.
As of just days ago, that question may finally be answered.
The easiest way for him to gain control was to kill Diane.
Prosecutors are taking Tex to court, revealing all the evidence.
I said I can't lie.
Shocking surprise witnesses.
Did you do massages at the condo in Buckhead?
And even newly released video of Tex with the victim just moments before she died.
She started making these noises. They were horrible noises.
Did Tex McIver kill his wife in cold blood?
Count one, murder. We find the defendant.
They were the last couple you'd expect to find at the center of a murder investigation. He was a prominent lawyer and vice chair of the Georgia State Elections Board. And she was a dynamic, self-made business executive known for her extreme generosity. Together, they owned a massive ranch in Putnam County, Georgia, along with an extravagant weekend home in the Atlanta suburb of Buckhead. But on a late night in September 2016, these two pillars of the community would become known for something much more tragic. It began not with a fight, but a leisurely day of golfing at the ultra-exclusive Reynolds Golf Club on Lake Oconee and some wine tasting. Tex tells police that after that, Diane's longtime friend Danny Jo Carter offered to drive everyone home since she wasn't drinking. Then a detour. After falling asleep in the back seat, Tex says he wakes up to find Danny Jo driving through a sketchy neighborhood. Nervous, he says he asks his wife to hand him a small .38 caliber revolver from the center console.
And Tex fell back to sleep. McIver's attorney then says that Tex woke up to the sound of a gunshot and realized that the gun went off while Tex was holding it.
Diane slumps, bleeding from the gunshot wound. Terrified and panicked, Tex tells Danny Jo to get to the emergency room, but Tex directs her to Emory Hospital 5 miles away, oddly bypassing 3 closer hospitals along the way.
They said they took her to that hospital because Tex believes it's the best hospital in the Southeast. They also said that they didn't call 911 because they didn't want to waste time.
In this newly released surveillance video, you can see Tex waving Danny Jo to the front of the ER, then helping his dying wife into a wheelchair. Tragically, nothing can be done. Diane McIver dies in the ER. Tex tells investigators just before Diane passed, she told doctors her husband didn't mean to shoot her.
She said it was an accident.
Following the shooting, a distraught Tex speaks by phone with reporter Natalie Rubino from our Atlanta affiliate CBS 46.
Lost my life partner. It really, really hurts.
But in the days after that, investigators started to wonder just how accidental was the shooting after all. Crime Watch Daily wanted to know if Tex's gun could have really just gone off as he claimed. So we brought in our own expert to test the theory.
Revolvers are very reliable mechanical instruments, and it's designed to fire only when you pull the trigger. You have to really mean to pull the trigger. It doesn't just accidentally go off.
If I were to drop that gun, would it go off?
No.
And there was something else Tex told police. The gun fired after they hit a bump in the road. But Danny Jo, the woman who was driving the car, says they were actually stopped at a red light.
She doesn't know whether Tex was asleep or not. She suspects that he was because he was being quiet. But in terms of what happened at that moment, she doesn't know.
And if that wasn't suspicious enough, just weeks after the shooting, our Atlanta affiliate CBS 46 uncovered this stunning detail about the couple's finances. Tex owed Diane money, lots of it.
Definitely leads to possible motive.
According to the agreement in December 2011, Tex borrowed $350,000 from his wealthy wife. It was supposed to be paid back with interest by December 2014. Tex failed to do that, so Diane gave her husband an extension until December 2017.
Maybe he couldn't pay the $350,000 back. Maybe that deal went bad. We don't know the circumstances of that, but it definitely leads to a possible motive.
And Tex was doing nothing to lift the suspicion, putting a treasure trove of Diane's luxury clothes and jewelry up for auction, more than 2,000 items just 2 months after her death. His lawyers explain it this way, saying the auction provides the cash to pay the people Diane named in her will. But would that be proven in court? Not long after the fatal shooting, we sent our Melissa McCarty to the McIver Ranch, just outside of Atlanta, to get Tex's story from Tex himself.
Is this Tex?
Yes?
Hi, sir. My name's Melissa. I've been trying to reach you through your attorney, and I spoke to your brother last night, and we wanted to swing by to see if we can talk to you for a few minutes, whatever you're comfortable with.
I'm not, and you need to go through Mr. Maples, ma'am.
Okay, is there any way we can talk for a few minutes just without cameras, just you and I?
No, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your wife and whatever you have to say. Are you available today if I go through your attorney?
No, ma'am.
After months of investigation, a grand jury indicts Tex McIver on 7 felony counts, including influencing witnesses, assault with a deadly weapon, and murder. And as he faces prosecutors in court, they're saying Diane's death was all part of a diabolical plan.
On Diane's death, he went from negative $5,000 to over $1.1 million.
Coming up, Tex, the target.
The easiest way for him to gain control was to kill Diane.
And a courtroom catches its breath.
What did you say back to him?
As the only other person in that car when the fatal shot was fired finally speaks.
I said I can't lie.
On Diane's death, he went from negative $5,000 to over $1.1 million cash instantly. And he was the executor and one of the beneficiaries of Diane's $7 million estate.